This review is brought to you by Collector's Den. For fantastic prices and impeccable customer service, Collector's Den always delivers. Collector's Den, displaying moral behavior. Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying Moral Behavior, the Earth's mightiest action figure video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk toys. Let's talk about Bonebreaker Wave Siryn, a figure that I am so conflicted on, so torn on, if you will, because there's a whole lot of good going for her, but there's some disappointing aspects as well. You want to find out what they are? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. First up, this figure, this character, been demanded for a long time. People are very, very happy to get Siryn. We've been asking, we've been begging, we've been pleading, and finally Hasbro have listened to us, and they've gone, what's that? You want Banshee? Okay, well, we're going to give you Siryn. Close enough, all right? We'll get Banshee eventually, one day. In the meantime, though, we've got his daughter, Siryn. I didn't know that much about the character's history. I thought they were siblings, but no. He's her pappy. So here we go. We got Siryn from X-Force, I do believe. So that's another character to round out your X-Force team. Although I'm told that this is like a costume that doesn't quite vibe with that. Again, it's a lot of, work to do to read stuff and find out the correct information. I'm just going to tell you about the action figure. If you know, you already know. So what am I going to tell you? Exactly. At a glance, very nice. Very nice action figure, okay? It's when you start to think about it too hard. That's when you get a problem, okay? So let's discuss this. First up, just the real basics. The female buck, the female body, you done good. Hasbro, all right? It's the new female body. Wonderful. They're still churning out the old body for some figures, and that ain't good. You're making your figures look bad, and that's not good. You've got this nice new female body. It looks great. Got the double jointed elbows, got the bicep swivel, all that kind of stuff. Well done. Kudos. Really, really like it. More like this, please. So that's good. And then her costume. It's just painted on, but again, that's fine. It fits with the 2D style. No problem with that. And she's got a little booties, so that's great as well. So the costume, excellent. Now then, we got the cape. Oh, I like this. It's the same sort of material as Storm's cape, but I love the way that they've actually kind of pinned it and attached it so that it looks as though it's caught in an updraft. Like, that's so cleverly done. Really, really good. Someone sat down with this material and they were like, okay, how can we cut this? How can we structure it? How can we put it in place that it will just sit? It'll sit really nicely like that. I think that it makes her look like a really unique figure. And I dig that. I really, really love it because she stands out on the shelf. Everyone else might just be posed in various kind of character ways, but she's got this wonderful little cape here that looks as though it's catching the air. Really, really love that. Then we got the fisted hands. That's like, okay, that's fine. She's got other hands. We'll get to that later. And then, oh my goodness, this face sculpt, I think it's really beautiful. I think they have done an excellent job with this face sculpt. Hasbro. Well done, guys. It's a neutral kind of look, but it's soulful. I can see like the detail in the eyes. I mean, my goodness, the eyes of the last few figures that have come out, absolutely. You guys have like turned a corner somehow. I don't know what you're doing, but there are so many layers of paint in this. Like, they have the whole eye. They got like the pupil, the iris, the lens, the little light tint, everything. And it brings the character to life so beautifully. Like, serious, 5-star. Absolutely love this. And then you got her hair beautifully like windswept. There's no different colors in the hair. That it would have been nice if maybe there was a little bit of a wash in there just to give it some depth and some shading. It does look like a big chunk of orange plastic. So I would have kind of appreciated having a bit more just going on there to make it look a bit more dynamic. But the actual sculpting with all the wind blowing through it and whatnot, I think that looks really pretty. Hasbro, again, nailed it. Although, also one thing I say while I'm looking at it, I got Bonebreaker Wolverine here as well. And I think they both suffer a little bit from the same greeny yellow that I'm talking about. And again, tell me in the comments if you think I'm crazy, but I feel like the yellow, it could be deeper. It could be a deeper kind of yellow, because I feel like this one, it's a little too pale, a little bit luminous. It's not quite what I would like, but that's a small aesthetic gripe that is maybe just my personal taste. so I'm not going to mark the figure down for that. But yeah, what was I saying? The perfect head. Really, really love that. So now we've got, obviously, she's Siryn, so she's got to have the shouting head somewhere around here. Actually, no, she doesn't have a shouting head. What the actual... I don't know. I would, come on, guys. Seriously? Siryn, the character whose power is to go and shout out with the siren, with the voice, with the sound that you make from your mouth hole that I make a living out of doing. Don't know why people watch, because I get really whiny sometimes, but come on, Hasbro. You did so good. Where's the shouty siren face? How did this happen? Let me just grab a little exhibit. I present Exhibit A, the box art. Someone understood the assignment. Where have I said that before? Look at this. This is Siryn here going, ho, or whatever noise she makes when she uses her power. Big old wide mouth there, just all the power coming out there, which of course enables her to fly. That's what she does. We've seen X-Men First Class. The sound waves hit the ground, bounce back up, and propel her into the air. Not like that, they're not. Okay, now look, I appreciate if you want to kind of split hairs, she can be flying with her mouth closed. She would have caused the updraft, and then you got to breathe in at some point. But still, this is great for a class photo. Perfect for your X-Men all standing together in the Detolf, like they're all posed, ready for their new snapshot. But in battle, it's a little too calm for battle. And again, when the box art. When the person designing the box art went, oh yeah, Siryn, the mutant who does all the shouting and the screaming, I guess that's why she's called Siryn, isn't it? That makes a lot of sense now, I guess. Well, don't you worry. I'm gonna start drawing this. We're gonna start with a big, wide open mouth. And then the sculptor went, Siryn, yeah, just the person with red hair. Make sure I get that hair done. It's like, oh, guys, you were so close. You were so close. Because the only other thing that she has is a couple of special claws type hands. I'm not even going to get them out of the box. I mean, it's nice to have them. But also, I don't know why you chose claws. What's this for? Like, because you've got a scratching post or something? This isn't Black Cat. This is Siryn. If anything, you should have, flipper hands. And I'm not a fan of flipper hands. But if you're soaring through the air with the greatest of ease, then maybe you should have open hands. But clawed hands? I don't know. That just seems a bit odd. Bit unusual. But really, it's the lack of a screaming head that's very egregious. That's the real shame. That's what kind of marks this down. It makes it a below average figure. Because, as I've always said, if you're only going to have one head with the figure, which I can accept sometimes you just have one head with the figure, but if you're going to do that, it's got to be the head that most exemplifies the character. What is it about this character that makes them this character? And for Siryn, it is a siren mouth, face, and you got so close, but you couldn't stick the landing, and that's a real shame, because there's so much good stuff going on with this figure. Like I was saying, you got the double jointed knees, double jointed elbows, bicep swivel. I think the paint job is good, although actually the little pieces at the middle, I'm told that they shouldn't actually meet the center line, but they're not quite aligned either. It just, with my sort of OCD, I'm like, those aren't quite symmetrical, but that's a small point. The big point is lack of open hands, lack of a shouting head, lack of any kind of power effect. It's a shame, and I'm going to hold you accountable, because you're charging a premium price, and I'm not going to have a go at the price, but then I am going to say I'd like more bang from a buck. And I didn't get enough bang from a buck. And if that's the case, then that means that this figure gets a 4.5 at best, which is a real shame, because it's got a beautiful face sculpt, but it's just not what you would want for a Siryn, or not what I would want for a Siryn. And this is my show. But guys, what do you think of the Siryn figure? Are you happy with the plain neutral expression? Comment below, let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then you know what to do. You've got to join the 6-1 clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. So guys, thanks very much for watching. And until next time, I'm doing all this, I don't know why. Keep displaying model behavior. Hello there, my wee laddies, and welcome to another episode of Displaying Model Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest action figure video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk toys. Let's talk about Siryn. I'm going to drop this Irish accent now. I am Irish, and I found that offensive. Dude, if you can't do an Irish accent, don't do it at all. Am I right or am I right?